Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. This is Hero Spotlight number 31. We are going over beasts. We're going to be skipping the ones that I've already kind of done stuff on, so be prepared for that. So Grognog I covered with the ogres. Pygmeos I covered himself. And the rest of these we'll cover. So I got runes on him just for storage. Definitely not using him. So beasts have lots and lots and lots of synergy with each other. That synergy has become more and more and more ineffective, or less and less and less effective, however you want to look at it. They aren't even really good in most cases peppering into things. I mean, sometimes a couple of them can be, but for the most part, they're okay at lower levels, not so great at higher levels, with a few individual exceptions. So, Jabbar is a beast warrior. His stats, I mean, like I said, he's got health runes and also the crap on him, so his base stats, not all that great. None of the beasts really are. So, he has Poison Master. He is immune to poison and has a chance to poison on crit. Woohoo, poison sucks. Flesh Shredder, boosted damage versus non-armored targets. Non-armored targets already take damage. He has Pack Fury 3, increases crit chance by 25% for all beast allies. So this is where you start to see all of the beast synergy stacking up. Then he has Pack Tactics, that's all beasts have this. Boosted damage to ogres, chance to retaliate any attack against another beast. And finally, Beastly Hunger. When on a team with Solaris, he lifesteals 50% of the damage dealt. All in all, still not all that compelling. He does have an epic, gives him 30% defense, 20% health, 20% attack. 30% chance to deal 1.5x damage with 3 attacks on each enemy. Fears all enemies. So as far as epic abilities go, it's actually not bad. As far as the stats go, meh. He should be attack and everything else. Beast mode. Beast mode. So it buffs beast attack by 64%. Does 4 melee physical attacks on an enemy for 992 base damage. So, yeah, it's 4 relatively small attacks that add up to 1 larger attack, except that he can miss on individual ones and all sorts of other stuff, so. Next. Horror Scrape is 2 flesh-tearing attacks on an enemy for 1200 base damage with a chance to fear. Woohoo! And then Poison Rampage, which also Koros has, is melee physical attack on a target and 2 random enemies for 1653 base damage and a chance to poison. Not bad. I mean, not great. You're using him on the same team with Koros, who is actually a monster, maybe a little bit better, but meh. Not compelling. So, Loopina. Loopina and Solaris are kind of the 2 leader types. Ooh, all this talking. I'm not even actually tired. Just all the talking. This is my 4th video in a row here. So Loopina is kind of a leader. Has some leadership synergy. So she's fast. She's a fast beast rogue. Fast, agile, quick feet to give a 25% chance to dodge ranged attacks. Meh. Pack leader. She increases attack by 20% for all beast allies. That's actually a good ability. Grill Master. Chance to burn on any crit. Pack Tactics we talked about, and Beastly Pack. When on a team with Solaris, Loopina has a chance to follow up an allied beast attack. It'll be with a basic attack. So that's not bad if she did good damage. She doesn't. She does have an epic. It's defense, health, and skill. 30% chance to deal 2x damage. Have all other beasts on the team attack a random enemy, and to fear the enemy team if an enemy is killed. So, first ability is Spirit Howl. The howl can strike fear in all enemies. Fear increases damage taken by 128%, and a chance to run away when health is under 20%. But it does no damage on its own. Not extremely helpful. Fiery Fangs, melee bite attack for 2036 base damage with a chance to burn. Meh. And Burning Rampage. Melee physical bite attack on target and 2 random enemies for 1727 base damage and a chance to burn. Next, not all that impressive. Torchy. Apparently at one time Torchy was like the shit. And now he is just shit. So, he's a fast beast rogue. Fast, attacks first. He's flying, takes less damage from melee attacks. He is shifty. Innate ability to dodge attacks and get really owned by dwarves. Pack Scout increases skill by 25% for all beast allies. Pack Tactics, beastly recklessness. When on a team with Solaris, has a chance to spread burn to other enemies on hit. Woohoo, who cares? Stats are meh. Does have an epic, defense, max health, crit chance, 30% chance to attack and burn all enemies for 1.3x damage. Why? Matter. So, kinda useless. Bat to Hell, ranged fire attack for 3147 base damage and a chance to burn. Meh. Silencing bite attack on an enemy for 2036 base damage starts powered. So this, if you're gonna use Torchy, it's probably because you want that silencing bite. Using that, and it starts powered, he's fast, so using it round 1 means you can stop somebody from doing something. And finally, Fiery Fangs. Melee bite for 2036 base damage with a chance to burn. All these chance to burns are like, you can only burn so much. They don't stack. It'll refresh, but that's it. So it's kind of meh. Most of these are meh. We already talked about Pygmeos. Bovis. So he is, of the beasts, he is one of the stronger ones to use. Just in terms of as like a damage dealer or whatever. Beast Warrior. All that stuff's normal. His base stats. Not terrible. So, he has Challenge Accepted. Boosted damage versus taunting enemies. So, that's always cool. Except they're usually like the most defensive. Gladiator. When this hero kills an enemy, they gain a War Cry buff that increases attack, defense, and skill. In addition, this hero regenerates health at the end of each round. So, I mean, not terrible, but you gotta kill people to make it worth it, and they don't hit that hard. Warrior Heart 3. Increases health by 25% per chance, blah blah blah, who cares? And this character's attack increases 10% for each other warrior ally on the team. That's worthwhile. If they're all warriors. Pack Tactics we've talked about. Bestial Ravage, or Beastly Ravage. When on a team with Solaris, crits will add a follow-up attack. That is actually decent. So, you get his crit up there, you get other heroes buffing crit, and all of a sudden he's doing follow-up attack and follow-up attack and follow-up attack, and if those crit, there are more follow-up attacks and all that. So that's where he can actually be pretty decent. He has an epic, defense, attack, skill, actually a decent epic for once. 30% chance to attack up to 3 enemies and wound. Up to 3 enemies. Although I suppose that just means if there's less, then it doesn't do 3 attacks. Ability 1, Stampede, is a melee physical attack on all enemies for 1983 base damage with a chance to wound the initial target. So this is like Call to Arms from Valken, where not the bombardment one, the artillery one, it's the infantry where they all charge across the screen. That's what this one's like, except it doesn't freeze anybody. Next, Purging Cleave, an armor-piercing melee physical attack for 2181 base damage that purges 3 buffs on hit. Target was killed, purges 3 buffs on all other enemies. Starts powered. So this one is nice if you put him like second or third in your rotation. Somebody else knocks somebody down low enough that he can finish them off, and boom, you're purging them, purging everybody else. Killing one guy. And finally, Savage Rampage. The melee physical attack on target for 1718 base damage, and an additional 7 additional attacks for 1718 base damage on random enemies equal to the amount of beast and or warrior allies on the team. So ideally you will have 4. Yeah. Not terrible. Of the beasts, he's one of the better ones. Solaris. Solaris is the linchpin for beast teams, in case that hasn't become painfully obvious. So Solaris is a beast healer. One of, I guess, 4 heroes that can res, not including like Valken. So yeah. Anyhow. Beast healer. Stats, okay. Stats, I mean, honestly, the skill is important with this hero. And they do have no epic. I thought they did. I guess they don't. With max health is decent. Back defense. Flying. Magical. You guys know the deal on that by now. Mythical beast. Allied beasts gain 20% hit points for each beast on the team. Ugh. Beasts start the dungeon with a phoenix feather. Remember that. Fiery Soul. This hero has a wild, untamable soul, making them spirit and fire immune. Totally obnoxious. So, yeah, like half the dark heroes do spirit damage. It's kind of like... Or even fire heroes. And then From the Ashes 2. Hero builds up energy after 3 turns, resurrecting them and all beasts' allies. Resurrection starts powered. So she dies, and she builds up that counter. And if she dies, and the counter starts full, of course, but she builds it up till she has it at full. Then when she dies, she maintains the counter, and at the beginning of the next turn, will resing all beast allies with her. And that's where she gets dangerous, because she can just keep cycling. That's why you would need heroes like Hopper that would destroy corpses, or Ember, or now Pontifex, or whatever, that would get rid of the corpses, burn the corpses, eat the corpses, whatever. So and then pack tactics, we've talked about that ad nauseum. So Pinion Blast is a ranged spirit attack for 1100 damage. Firebird. So fire heroes like to have these either or scenario kind of things. So it's a ranged fire attack on all enemies for 1400 damage with a chance to burn. Well, this one is actually just the one thing. With a chance to burn and heals 5932 health split between all allies. Doubles the heals on a kill. Well, it rarely kills anything, but it's an attack with a heal. This one is also just a straight up one. Well, I was thinking there were multiple. Heals 65-24 health split between all allies. Cleanses and adds Phoenix Feather to all allies. Last 3 turns. So what is a Phoenix Feather? a phoenix feather means that when corpse is there, it keeps the corpse from getting devoured or keeps the corpse from going away. So they can be rezzed. And then anybody that has a phoenix feather, when she does her self-res, comes up with her. Finally, Fire and Flames. This is the one that can go two ways. Sacrifices herself, she dies. Target allies, which is all allies, revives. Well, all dead allies revive. And then the power heals 7,000 health split between all the allies. Grants damage reduction for a turn if you target on enemies. It's a ranged fire attack for 1523 damage to all enemies with burn. And cooldown is based on Fury. So yeah. Fury is a separate meter that gets incremented on a percentage basis based on the amount of damage that your team is taking. So it's basically equivalent to 200% damage, like the full health bar of two heroes. That can be, that's when you get healed or things like that. It's not like two heroes are dead. It's just that much damage spread across effectively. It may be a little bit different, but it's pretty close to that. But there's no cooldown on this. Like if you res a group and the group takes enough damage, you can res them again as soon as she's back. So that's how that works. The special thing about combating beast teams, the AI, when you're on the offense and the beast team is on the defense. So say you've got, and we've still got a couple, you know what, I'll go to the other heroes first, then we'll talk about this, because here's a hero that it matters for. So, Leonidas is a beast tank. He does okay as far as the tank goes, but in PvP, tanks are kind of meh. He's magical. He has flying in the face, which means he cannot be retaliated against. He's an avatar of light. Light allies are immune to dark elemental bonuses. That's effectively the Blessing of the Seeker and their base elemental bonus. Secret to eternal life. Upon death, when he dies, he will bring a dead ally back to life. When he's on a team with Solaris, he will revive a second ally. That gets obnoxious. And then Judgment Day. When dealing a death blow, the corpse is burned and can't be resurrected. And Pack Tactics. And he doesn't have an epic. His bite, 1100 damage. Sun Worship. His first ability. Ranged light attack on all enemies for 1315 base damage and a chance add magnified light debuff. Magnified light debuff does what you think. It magnifies light damage. So you can use that along with, say, Jin to do a lot more light damage. Emily also has that. Next, Taunt the Guardian. Taunts, and all allies gain a 55% reduction from magic attacks. Starts powered. So, meh. Divine Inspiration. Heals self by 5814 health and boosts attack and defense by 111%. That's not bad. Julius. When is the last time you saw Julius? He's a beast tank. Stats are meh. Challenge accepted. He also gets boosted damage versus taunting enemies. Nature Guard increases defense by 15% for all nature allies. Fully rested. If he has full health, he does 35% more damage. For Pack Heart, increase health by 25% for all beast allies. Health is meh. Pack Tactics. Beastly Taunt. Is on a team with Solaris. Start the dungeon taunting. He has no epic. Barrel Toss. So he does the Donkey Kong thing. Ranged physical attack on all enemies for 1103 base damage with the chance for a random debuff, and buffs the team 82% defense. So this is basically like Theron's Bomb, except he does a damage buff, or a defense buff to his team. Monkey C. Taunts. Forces enemies to target this hero with attacks. I don't know why I even said that. You guys know that by now. Buffs defense 52%, and will follow up 3 ally attacks. Starts powered. So you do a taunt, buffs his defense by 52%, and he follows up the next 3 attacks by allies. And astounding pounding. I would make a joke there, but it would be totally inappropriate. Melee physical attack on an enemy for 2482 base damage and a chance to daze. 60% chance to miss, or provoke a target. Remember, provoke is a more focused version of taunt where they have no choice but to attack you. Are we done? Ugh. Kenny! So, Goretusk. Goretusk, a lot of people really like Goretusk. I don't. I just don't. I call him Kenny because they killed Kenny, those bastards, over and over and over and over again. I mean, his big thing is, as you can see, he has a ridiculously high defense to start. And that's because of momentum and taunt and everything else. But yeah, he is interesting. So, he's armored. He's fast, which is a bonus. Can't be frozen, chilled, or frostbitten. Chance to slow when hit when on a team with Solaris. Chance to frostbite as well. So slow means that they go to the last attack phase. Attack tactics we talked about. Mammoth Guard. So he starts the dungeon with extra defense, taunt, and reduces damage dealt to all other allies. Effects are reduced as momentum increases. Taunt is removed at 3 momentum. So momentum is like Craw's... it's not Legacy... whatever. Maybe it is Legacy or something. I don't remember. He basically... The longer the battle goes on, the counter goes up, or the more actions he takes, the more he gets hit, the more it goes up, the more some of these bonuses go down. Including he gets taunt out of the gate for free, but it goes away after that thing is above 3. Momentum is increases attack and defense when hit by an attack, stacks up to 10 times, resets each encounter, and can't be copied or stolen. At 9 stacks, this hero's attacks can no longer be targeted. He just attacks random targets. He does not have an epic. His abilities, Space Swing, he gains momentum using it. Basically all of these things. Well, no, some of them add to it. So, Sweeping Charge is his first attack. It's a melee physical attack for 21 base damage on all enemies, with a chance to freeze the initial target for a turn. Gains momentum. So it's an AE attack, and he can freeze the person that he hits. Used to be useful for like stopping Abby, stuff like that. Avalanche. Ranged water attack, and this one has a cooldown of 6 turns. Jeebus. Ranged water attack on target enemy for 3,000 damage with a chance to apply frostbite for 3 turns. Deals splash damage to all other enemies. It consumes 50% of the current momentum. Increases splash damage based on the momentum consumed. So I suppose that's why it has more cooldown time. And finally, Tusk Charge. Doesn't say what the energy cost is. Melee physical attack for 1085 base damage that provokes the target for 3 turns. Reduces momentum by 2. Please say that's it. Oh no, we got Jibber. It's gonna be a long video, guys. Alright. And I knew it would be, though, so... And you knew it would be. So it's a Beast Warrior. Jibber was the hero that came out and everybody was like, what? Why? He is a Shockmaster. He's immune to shock and a chance to shock on crit. His Flesh Shredder, boosted damage versus non-armored targets. Twin Claws. When on a team with Jabber, Jabber follows any attack made by Jibber with the same ability slot. Pack Tactics. Beastly Assault. When on a team with Solaris, has a chance to perform a basic attack at the end of a round against a random target, like whoop-de-doo. He has no epic. Basic attack's just a basic attack. Lightning Fury is 3 melee physical attacks for 986 base damage on each enemy. So he just basically does 3 attacks on all enemies. No lightning involved. Disabling Strike is 2 melee lightning attacks on target enemy for 1200 base damage with a chance to paralyze. There actually is lightning, so this will shock, will paralyze. Finally, Wild Spark. All beast allies gain +1 energy and chance to shock on attack, or 1700 base damage per spark. All other beasts allies attack a random enemy. So I don't know what the spark is. But whatever. And that's it. So now, going back to Solaris and how to counter teams. So a lot of times you'll see teams like Leonidas, Solaris, Grognog, and like Goretusk is probably the most common, in different order, but that's going to be the most common. So basically, well, you won't see, it won't necessarily be Leonidas. You might see somebody else there. But Leo is one option, definitely. So you've got all of the beast kind of synergies. Solaris reses at the end of every turn. If she's dead, she reses at the beginning of the next turn. So pretty much can't stop her from rezzing. Short of finding a way to burn her corpse, which I'm not sure is possible. I don't think it is. You can banish her, which is easiest, but I'm not sure you can destroy her corpse. Anyhow, so she will res the other team, so basically you have to be able to kill the whole team all at once. Except that there are tricks with the AI, because otherwise it would be ridiculous. So what you do is, if Leonidas is there, you have to kill Leo first, or kill him whenever and just expect that he's going to res everybody else. Get him dead first. Then I usually kill like Goretusk or Grognog, either one at that point. You leave 2 of them alive. If you're too far through your turn, Solaris and one other hero, she will not res the other 2 heroes, and she is still alive. Next turn comes around, you have to be able to kill both her and the other hero in that same turn. Because otherwise, if you kill just the other hero, she's going to res the whole team. If you kill just her, she's going to resurrect and bring the whole team with her. So the only way to do it is to kill her and all remaining beasts at the same time. I mean, technically you could kill all 4 beasts at once. But the important thing is you have to kill Solaris and whatever remaining living beasts there are at the same time. So Leo, if he's there, one other beast, Solaris and the other beast stay alive. You kill them the next round. When you can focus, it has to be between the start and the end of that round, or they're all going to resurrect, and you're going to have to do the whole thing over again. Fortunately, they do jack for damage, so you're probably okay, but either way. Now, a good thing to do against them is to burn corpses. So you bring Hopper, or you bring Ember, who can res and then burn the corpses, or you use Ponty, or Pygmeos, or Phenol, or not Pygmeos, Phenol, or any of the other heroes that can burn a corpse. You bring one of them. And then she can't res Jack and Trap. So, anyhow, this has been one of the longer videos, so I'm going to cut this short now. This should cover everything. Beasts are not that great right now. If they come back in meta, we'll do some more focus on them, but at least now you kind of understand them and hopefully know how to beat them. And with that, I will say good day, all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes, subs, Discord, all that other stuff. See you soon.